Stenowalebabu welcomes you. Shorthand dictations in male and female voice from all sources like magazines, speeches and editorials at various speeds up to 120 WPM for various departments like SSC, DSSSB, CRPF, Delhi Police, etc. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.
Exercise number 19. Committee made their recommendations. The empowered committee of state finance ministers was consulted from time to time to suggest various changes and improvements in the bill. Simultaneously, a process of dialogue with all major political parties in Parliament was also undertaken. Therefore, the two discussions, both in the empowered committee and dialogue with the political parties, had to be balanced with each other, and the best possible outcome had to be incorporated as far as the bill was concerned. It was obvious that this exercise would take time, but I would say this has yielded effect, and there has been a large consensus building which has taken place, which was absolutely necessary in a bill of this kind, for the simple reason that a legislation of this kind cannot be based on partisan considerations. Almost every major political party in the country is a part of the power structure in some part of the country or the other, or at least it is likely to be. Therefore, since this impacts across the center and the states, a larger political consensus was necessary, and therefore we have systematically worked towards that political consensus, and I am extremely grateful to all the political parties whose members are present here. I am particularly grateful to the leader of the opposition, who was a part of the discussions that I had along with his colleagues on this subject, as also various other political parties, chief ministers of almost all states, leaders of all political parties whom I had discussed this issue with, and the empowered committee of state finance ministers, that we have been able to achieve as far a consensus as it is possible, if not unanimity, as far as the language and the spirit this legislation is concerned. Sir, the bill seeks to submerge various taxes as far as the central government is concerned and the state governments are concerned into a uniform goods and services tax. As a part of the consensus, the states strongly felt that alcohol had to be kept out. Many states felt that petroleum products should be kept out. So the arrangement that has been made in that alcohol, at least consumable alcohol, is not a part of the GST. Technically, petroleum products are kept out, but they are being zero rated. They will be brought within the taxation structure itself once the empowered committee gives an approval. Sir, the whole concept of the GST Council is Indian federalism at play in the best possible mode. 2/3 of the voting power in the GST Council would belong to the states, and 1/3 of the voting power in the GST Council would belong to the center. The votes required to settle a particular issue are 3/4, and therefore necessarily the GST Council has to work particularly under a consensus, and therefore the center and the states will have to work together. The center will have a veto on the states. The states will have a veto on the center. Therefore, this would be federalism at play, under which the GST Council itself would then be able to take its decisions. Sir, The whole object is that after this constitution amendment is approved and ratified by the states, the council would come into existence. Subsequently, 3 enabling laws, 2 by the central parliament and 1 by central state legislatures, will have to be passed. The 2 central laws would be in relation to the central GST and the interstate GST. The state legislation would be with regard to the state GST. It is needless to say that the council itself would discuss the drafts of those laws. Various modalities, including taxation, structures and operational modes, would then be discussed with the council so that there is no overlapping left as far as the functioning of the GST is concerned, and all the areas which will then be smoothened out. And hopefully, once the council approves those legislations would be brought before this honorable house. Parallelly, the IT backbone which is required to support the GST network is also being prepared. It is at reasonably advanced stages, and once these proposals are carried out, we will be able to put this in actual action as soon as we pass these legislations and provide the IT infrastructure which is necessary for that. I hope this is done as quickly as we can. I am sure that the enactment of the GST, as I have said earlier, will bring about the best as far as the economic management of this country is concerned in a federal form. It will empower the states. It will increase the revenue of the states as also of the central government. It will try to dissuade and discourage and bring down levels of evasion. It would ensure that there is no tax on tax. So the cascading effect of taxes will no longer be there. Thank you.